Hello everyone, welcome to the market outlook for the week. Gaurang Shah here from Geojit Investments Limited, and as I speak to all of you all this Monday morning at around about 9:45, 10, markets have held up the strong opening post the verdict by the US Supreme Court on Trump trade tariffs. Of course, President Trump has hit back to the six-bench judge, which gave out the verdict in favor of holding the tariff as illegitimate. And the impact of that has been felt in the markets across Asia and Indian markets, and I guess European markets as and when they open up. And various representatives of different countries have given out their views, etc., etc. So strong opening in the markets, and the good part is, friends, that we are holding up those gains that we opened up with some small profit booking, but again recovery. So broad range for the market this week. Remember, friends, this week is the monthly F&O expiry, so markets will be choppy on Thursday and volatility will be high. Broad range on the lower side 25,500 to 25,600, on the higher side 25,900 to 26,000 is the higher band, and if we are able to give a close about 26,000, then the upside again opens up. But since it is the monthly F&O expiry, I think choppiness, volatility, push and pull will be there. But given the news on the US ruling on Trump tariffs, I think market should hold out. Okay. A lot will depend upon what are going to be the further actions or reactions of President Trump. And as we all know, additional tariff of 10%, then it was increased to 15%, etc., etc. And the biggest question mark is what happens to all those trade deals which have been signed by different countries with US. India's trade deal with US, which was work in progress and expected to conclude in March, but now there's a big question mark, and I think clarity will come over a period of time. So we'll need to give it time. So that's the broad range on the Nifty spot: 25,500, 25,600 on the lower side, 25,900 to 26,000 on the higher side. India VIX is cooled off a little bit. It is at 14.32 with downtick of about 0.28%. On the Indian Rupee, good amount of strength post this tariff related news. $1 is equal to 90.73 rupees, and there is a strength in the rupee of 0.25%. NYMEX and Brent, friends, there has been a development overnight on the positive side, and hence we've seen close to or maybe more than 1% correction on Brent and NYMEX. $70.98 to a barrel is Brent, $65.72 to a barrel is NYMEX. And this is largely because of a measured action against Iran. Now, we don't know, it's a statement made by US and the administration in US that the action against Iran is going to be measured. So we'll have to wait and watch what that measured is all about. Overall, we remain optimistic because there is a lot of clarity now, though that clarity needs to be signed, sealed and delivered. But global news flows is something that the markets will react to this entire week. Other than the F&O expiry, I think news flows from the government side and of course international news flows is something that the markets will be closely tracking. So remain positive with the upward bias and a close about 26,000 on the Nifty spot decisively will open up further upside. This is, I mean, again, for traders, use your intelligence and wisdom and trade accordingly. But for investors, I think we've been able to maintain that lower level of 25,400, 25,500, and every time we've gone there, we've moved to the higher side. But we have not been able to take off 25,800, 25,900. So I think that's going to be a range-bound trade. Stock specific actions on news base will definitely be felt, and my sense is that you should do some cherry picking from a long term point of view in such kind of a market. So we have two investment ideas, friends, as always. One is from the auto pack and the second one is from the metal diversified. First one is Tata Motor commercial vehicle. We used to have coverage positive on Tata Motors when it was a combined entity, but after the entity was split into two, that is Tata Motor passenger vehicle and Tata Motor commercial vehicle, we have retained our positive view on Tata Motor commercial vehicle because commercial vehicle segment has shown tremendous amount of traction in terms of month-on-month sales numbers, and along with that improvement in quarterly numbers. So Tata Motor CV is something, and of course Tata Motors CV commercial vehicle has lined up quite a lot of launches as we go into the future, which will be very productive in terms of gaining larger market share and translating into positivities in top line and bottom line. So Tata Motors CV is the first investment idea. Second one is a company which is not only metals but a diversified natural resource company and in news because of the approval of NCLT for the demerger, and that is Vedanta. Uh, lot of positivities in terms of unlocking of value once the ball starts rolling as far as demerger is concerned. And our anticipation is that demerger will open up a lot of opportunity for investors. So Vedanta is the second investment idea. Mind you, friends, I'll give a disclosure since I've given out this to name. All these recommendations are a part of our fundamental research team recommendation from a long-term point of view. Our company, Geojit or myself, we do not have any kind of personal investments, no financial interest, no conflict of interest, but we give advice to our clients on similar lines. They might have their investment interest. So these are fundamental ideas, friends. Start at current levels. Don't put all your money at one time. Staggered approach is always a disciplinary approach to start any kind of long-term investment philosophy in the stock market. So start at current levels and add on dips should be the strategy. These are not BTST, STBT or short-term, medium-term ideas. These are long-term. So please bear that in mind. Thank you very much for your patience hearing. I'll see you again next week. Till then, please do take care of your health. Bye-bye.